I know
that's supposed to be a laugh line?
I wasn't supposed to be, but...
Let's have a look at how media bias functions in 2024 in the lead up to a presidential election where there are already only two parties, with of course, a necessary mention of Bobby Kennedy, who believes that if he were able to debate, he would make a significant impact. And I know that many of you will say that on some issues, Bobby Kennedy still has views that are to be found within the establishment. Let's have a look, first of all, at how legacy media treats the two candidates. There's these two time covers. It's pretty clear that there's a position being offered by Time magazine. It's hardly surprising that that's their position. But what I think is worthy of note and encouraging, and again, I say this as a man who don't have a dog in the fight, who doesn't vote in your country, and who believes in political systems that are somewhat ascendant of what we're being offered by any existing political entity, that seeing a live audience refuse to take the crackers they're being flipped by the MCs of the establishment, by the amplifiers of the message, is encouraging indeed. You perhaps have already seen this moment where the Colbert audience laughs out loud at the idea that CNN are neutral. We are becoming awakened and aware of what the function of the media is, that it's owned by a handful of interests, and that it ultimately exists to support the establishment agenda. That could be whether there or not there are public disturbances in my country, or whether there are political movements that are antithetical to their intentions in yours, or whether there's a global pandemic. From the local to the global, the legacy media is not your friend. If they want you to hate someone, welcome that person. If they want you to like someone, be deeply cynical and suspicious about that person. I've been in both roles, and I know what I represented across the line of their loathing. When I was a member of the establishment, somewhat curious about spirituality, always cynical about establishment power, but willing to enjoy its incredible fruits as part of the Hollywood establishment, I too was enjoyed and fawned over. But the minute I began to say, hey, there's something I don't like about these systems, there's something about this that we cannot trust, then I experienced their ire. I experienced their condemnation. But thankfully, we are awakening, and we're awakening fast. And there's no greater indicator of awakening than the sound of laughter. True liberation.
Trump has kind of been thrown on his heels by this, and he's not really sure how to go after Vice President Harris. He knew his attack lines on President Biden. He really has struggled with how to go after someone who's 20 years younger than him, who is a different gender, a different race. It's kind of been this moment where he has not been able to coalesce around a single attack line.
I know you guys are objective over there, that you just report the news as it is. Oh, I know. CNN makes I know
that's supposed to be a laugh line?
I wasn't supposed to be, but I guess it is.
Listen to Musk, or regard Musk's comment. He enjoyed it. And of course, he's delighted because we've just had 1 billion views on X of his conversation with Trump. So we're seeing, I suppose, a more obvious fissure and break emerge between legacy media and social media that is controlled and co-opted, and still somewhat independent social media. Elon Musk, many of you have critiques and condemnation abundantly for him. But what you can say is that how X was prior to Musk's proprietorship was much more in alignment with Meta and Alphabet, and how those platforms were managed and controlled. Obvious examples being what was permissible to be discussed or stated during the pandemic period, and the Hunter Biden laptop story, and the evident and now demonstrable infiltration of deep state agencies like the FBI and CIA. Again, my argument, without even touching on what Trump represents, even though I must say as a public speaker, I enjoy him a great deal. The clear thing is the establishment do not want him in power. And again, I'm very sympathetic to those of you that say that either of the candidates, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, will still ultimately end up being controlled. Clearly, there's a preference when it comes to the establishment. We can't continue to bring you this beautiful content without the support of our partners.
Hey, this is exciting. We've got a great partner today. It's Rumble. But beyond Rumble, is Rumble's latest venture. Let me ask you first, are you a Sleepy Joe type character with zero cognitive performance, struggling to muster focus and brain power for basic things like running the United States of America? You gotta stop drinking woke liberal coffee that hates you and your way of life, and start your day by drinking Rumble's very very own 1775 coffee. This is going to be the best tasting coffee you've ever had. Seriously good, ethically sourced from a family farm in the high altitude mountains of Bolivia. Not in the Bolivian lowlands run not by a family but by a single man still living with a pet. No! Instead of waking up and drinking your big corporation-owned woke ideology coffee that's probably making you sick from the pesticides it's sprayed with, try Rumble's 1775 revolutionary coffee. Support freedom of speech. Build a parallel economy that actually values you and loves you. My favourite? It's dark, of course. I've always found the lure of the dark irresistible. I'm sorry, how can I stay mad at you? But you're just going to have to wait over there for a little while. Level up your morning routine with a 1775 coffee. Sleep all night knowing your hard-earned dollary dues are going towards supporting freedom-loving creators like me on Rumble. Visit 1775coffee.com now. Pick up your first bag. Use the code BRAND to save 10% on your first order. Oh, come on. Why choose, you know?
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.